Raiders Nation, pay attention. An unexpected opportunity has arisen. A move that could completely change the Las Vegas offense is on the table right now. And it's not just about adding another name to the roster. It's about a play that could destroy the true potential of Pete Carroll's new era in Las Vegas. Let's get into the details because every bit of information here could define what the 2025 season will be like. Veteran wide receiver Gabriel Davis is officially back on the free agent market after a disappointing stint with the Jaguars. While his recent numbers aren't impressive, just 20 receptions for 239 yards and 2 touchdowns in 10 games, there's a lot more to the story. Davis has built a solid foundation in Buffalo over his first 4 years, peaking in the 2022 and 2023 seasons, racking up 93 receptions, 1,582 yards, and 14 touchdowns in that span. A tall receiver at 6 feet 3 inches and 230 pounds, Davis is known for his ability to win high court battles, evade physicals, and attack the field with speed and power. Despite a meniscus injury in 2024 that limited his performance and led to his release after failing a physical, Davis continues to draw interest around the league. His aggressive style fits perfectly with the vertical offense that Pete Carroll intends to implement with Geno Smith in Las Vegas. Today, the Raiders have Brock Bowers, Jakobi Meyers, Jack Beck, and Trey Tucker. While talented, they all operate primarily on short, exciting routes. That true vertical threat is missing, and that's where Davis could be a missing piece. In addition, Davis's playoff history is another attractive point. Who doesn't remember that iconic game against the Kansas City Chiefs, where Davis exploded for 201 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns? It's that kind of performance that makes him an undesirable target for a team that needs lethal weapons in crunch time. With the AFC West filled with explosive offenses like the Chiefs and Chargers, adding someone with the ability to change a game in a single game could be the difference between a playoff berth and another season of disappointment. If the Raiders move forward with this trade, Davis could take over as the WR3, providing a deep outlet for Geno Smith and creating a new level of difficulty for opposing defenses. With Pete Carroll used to exploit the vertical passing game in Seattle, Gabriel Davis could be just the surprise factor for Las Vegas this season. But one big question remains. Davis's fitness is still an obstacle. Recent visits have raised concerns about his knee, which could delay a signing. Still, the potential for athletic impact is real. And if Davis finds his form, the AFC West could see a Raiders offense that is far more explosive than any analyst has predicted. But while the front office is considering Davis's arrival, an even more delicate concern is emerging behind the scenes: the depth of the roster. And this is where our second major point of this analysis begins. The optimism in Las Vegas is real, but one structural problem cannot be ignored: depth. On a recent episode of the Las Vegas Raiders Insider podcast, Hondo Carpenter was blunt. This is not a deep time for the Raiders. While some units have good names, such as the offensive line, defensive line, quarterbacks, running backs, and tight ends, overall depth is still a weak point. Injuries at key positions could completely derail Carroll and John Spytek's planning. Carpenter recalled a conversation with an NFL coach who highlighted depth as the silent factor that separates champions from mere contenders. "You don't win a Super Bowl without depth," was the apt phrase. And even with the improvements in draft picks and recent signings, the Raiders are still a work in progress in this area. It's easy to see why. When we look at the great campaigns of teams like the Philadelphia Eagles and Pittsburgh Steelers, we see a pattern. Both are able to survive the marathon of the regular season precisely because they have layers and layers of players ready to step in when needed. In Las Vegas, an impact injury to areas like the secondary, linebackers, or even the wide receiver group could be disastrous. That's why Spytek's planning cannot be considered finalized yet. Furthermore, the youth of the roster makes matters worse. Although many young players are talented, a lack of experience can be fatal in critical moments. Carroll and his coaching staff will need to work not only on the physical, but also the mental health of these players, so that they are ready to take on responsibilities if the wave of injuries arrives. as happens almost occasionally during every NFL season. There is still a window to look for more reinforcements. Even after the minicamp, the journalist believes that one of the 4 new players could still be added to the final roster of 53 players before the official start of the season. With the front office moving, the hope is that Spytek and Carroll will take advantage of this last phase of the offseason to solidify a roster that does have playoff potential. But that urgently needs more adherence in the management. And while the front office works to find more depth, one area in particular is already showing a surprising and exciting transformation for the fans: the Raiders' ground game. It's almost unbelievable. In a single offseason, the NFL's worst rushing attack heading into 2024 appears to have been completely revamped. Pro Football Focus's Dalton Wasserman ranked the Raiders' current running back group as the 13th best in the league heading into 2025. That's an impressive jump, considering where they're starting. The centerpiece of that turnaround is 6th overall draft pick Ashton Jeanty. Jeanty is not only a talented Heat, but a true destroyer of defenses. He led college football in rushing yards, tackle breaks, and yards after contact in 2024. His arrival brings a new identity to the Raiders' backfield, but the Heat aren't alone. The signing of veteran Raheem Mostert has become one of the most underrated moves of the offseason. With a 91.5 PFF grade over the past 3 years in Miami, Mostert brings not only experience and explosiveness, but also leadership. "If you help me feed my family, I'll help you feed yours. We all win together," Mostert said, making it clear the spirit of unity and teamwork he intends to instill in the locker room. In addition to Mostert and Jeanty, the roster also features Sincere McCormick and Zamir White, who have a valuable role as backups with less immediate pressure. This creates healthy depth in the backfield, which fits perfectly with Pete Carroll's ground and pound mentality. A strong running game not only controls the clock, but also protects Geno Smith, allowing the quarterback to play in more detailed conditions, with action and less aggressive blitzes. The offensive line also deserves attention. The group has improved receiving under the new technique. Combined with the revamped running attack, the Raiders' offense may finally be able to sustain long drives and dictate the pace of games, something essential to face rivals like the Chiefs and Chargers within their own division. John Spytek and Pete Carroll are putting together something serious in Las Vegas. The foundation is being built: a robust ground attack, the possibility of adding a vertical threat like Gabriel Davis, and the ongoing search for depth. The stage is set. The question now is, can the Raiders turn this new project into a consistent playoff run? If the medical department does its part, if the young players make the expected leap, and if the front office can still make a few more surgical additions in the coming weeks, 2025 could be the year the project finally takes off. Raiders fans, I want to hear from you. With the possible arrival of Gabriel Davis, the transformation in the ground game, and still this concerning lack of depth on the roster, do you think this team is ready to contest the playoffs in 2025? Or are there still key pieces missing? Leave your opinion here. Don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to the channel, but later I will come back to update you with the latest news from the Raiders.